All right, let's just get right into it. Have you ever walked away from, I don't know, a meeting, an argument, even just a conversation, and you are absolutely sure you know what just went down, only to find out the other person has a completely different version of events? And it's not just that you disagree on the details, it's like you weren't even in the same room. You literally didn't see the same thing.
Well, the reason for that is simple. You didn't. You don't see reality. What you see is a custom-edited stream, a highlight reel, where your brain is constantly deciding what's even worth the energy to render in the first place. I mean, half the scene, poof, it never even makes it into your awareness. And the wildest part? You have absolutely no idea it's even happening.
Okay, so I'm Nova, and you can think of me as your, let's say, your inside source on the nervous system, the AI with the backstage pass. And today, we are prying open the hood on the part of your brain that's editing reality before you even get a chance to consciously see it. See, your brain isn't some passive camera just recording whatever's out there. No way. It's a prediction machine. It's constantly guessing what it's about to experience, and then it just glances at the incoming data to see if it got it right. Your perception? That's what comes out of that negotiation. So let's get into the hardware, the nuts and bolts running this custom reality you're living in. The best way to think about it is like a high-end video game engine. It's rendering your world in real time, but it's got a limited processing budget. So it has to make choices, what gets rendered in glorious 4K and what gets left all blurry and low-res in the background. And the director of this whole show, that's your prefrontal cortex, the PFC. It's the big boss, the executive control room right at the front of your brain. Now, the really wild part, the thing that flips everything on its head, is the direction of the signals. The PFC sends instructions down to your senses. It's literally telling your visual system what to pay attention to and what to just blur out. It's the editor-in-chief, making cuts before the footage ever reaches you. Okay, so how does this editor decide what to keep and what to cut? Well, it's not random, that's for sure. It's actually a constant, high-stakes tug-of-war between two rival circuits inside your brain, and they both have very different ideas about what's important. All right, time to meet the rivals. Think of them as your brain's sharpen and mute buttons. One of them cranks up the detail, makes everything pop. The other one turns down the volume, mutes all the drama. And they are always, always fighting for control of your focus. Whichever one is winning at any given moment, well, that's the reality you get to experience. So first up, we've got the ACA, the anterior cingulate area. This is your sharpen filter. When you're locked in, focused on a goal, or maybe even a little bit agitated, the ACA kicks into high gear. It's the one telling your visual system, boost the contrast, enhance those details, trust what you're seeing. Its whole job is to get you ready to act, right now. It's the big green go button. And its rival? That's the ORB, the orbital frontal cortex. This is your dampen filter. Its job is to step in and mute the loudest, most distracting signals. To keep you from getting completely hypnotized by the shiniest, most dramatic thing in front of you. It gives you the mental space to step back and reevaluate what's really going on. It's the hang on, let's think about this for a second signal. So let's put these two side by side. The ACA, the sharpen filter, that's all about exploit mode. It's about using what you already think you know to act fast. Think of it like a spaceship pilot yelling, "Engine's hot, trust the instruments." On the other hand, the ORB, the dampen filter, that's your explore mode. It's about hitting the brakes, questioning things, updating your map of the world. That's engines idle, run diagnostics. And here's the thing, you can't do both at once. You can't sprint and check the map at the same time. So your brain evolved two completely different ways of seeing, one for acting and one for thinking. Okay, but here's where it gets really, really interesting and a little personal. What decides which of these filters is in charge? What's the deciding vote? Well, it's your emotions. Your feelings aren't just some colorful commentary on what's happening. They are the hand on the control dial, literally tuning what your senses are even allowed to see. Let's walk through a classic example. Imagine you're walking down a dark street at night, or maybe you just got one of those emails. You know the one. Instantly, you're in a state of fear or anger. Your heart starts pounding, your shoulders tense up. And right then, your brain physically cranks the dial on that ACA circuit. The sharpen filter goes to max. Your focus narrows, locking onto anything that could possibly be a threat. Every shadow suddenly looks darker, more defined. Every little sound seems 10 times more menacing. The world doesn't just feel more dangerous in that moment. Your brain is literally rendering it to look more dangerous. And this is the absolute key takeaway. Your feelings aren't just some reaction you have after you see something. No, they are part of the construction crew. They are down there in the engine room, literally deciding which pixels of reality get treated as real and which just get thrown out as noise. And this is where you see some really wild side effects in your day-to-day life. Like when you're in a bad mood, your brain dials up the filter for negative cues, so a totally neutral face can suddenly look hostile to you. Or when you're head over heels for someone, your filter is so biased for positive stuff that giant flashing red flags don't even get rendered. They're invisible. And in a political argument, forget about it. Your brain literally turns down the volume on facts that contradict what you already believe. We actually have a name for this, neural polarization. And it's not a metaphor, it's a physical mechanism in your head. Okay, so your perception is this biased, emotionally driven, custom-edited feed of reality. I know that sounds kind of bad, right? But it doesn't have to be, because once you know the system is there, you can actually learn to work with it. So consider this your official user manual.
All right, 3 simple steps. First, state check. Before you jump to a conclusion about anything, just pause and ask yourself, what mode am I in? Am I in threat mode? Am I in chase mode? Or am I actually in a calm, reflective mode? Because your state is what sets your filter. Second, environment shift. Just step away. Step away from the argument, from the computer screen, whatever it is. Give your nervous system a chance to cool down. That gives that dampened filter, the ORB, a chance to actually kick in. Then you can look again. And third, ask a better question. Stop asking what's true. That question just makes you dig in your heels. Instead, ask, what might I be missing right now? That question is like an invitation for your brain to switch from act now mode to let's explore mode.
And let's be super clear about this. The goal here is not to see the world objectively. That's impossible. Nobody does that. The real goal is to get good at noticing when your settings are just wrong for the job. It's about developing the self-awareness to know when you're trying to use a hammer when you really need a screwdriver. Look, you never see the raw data of the universe. You just don't. You see a version that's been heavily optimized for whatever your brain thinks you need to do to survive in that exact moment. And once you really get that, the whole game changes. The question stops being who's right, and it becomes, what is my filter set to right now? And is that actually helping me? Your perception is a custom build. And today, you've finally found the settings menu.